make sure it as on Facebook and loads up. Let's see here.
Yeah, cool.
As on Facebook. All right, loads up. Let's see here. Hold on. It's gonna take a few
Yeah,
seconds.
cool.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
Yo, what's going on? What's poppin'? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So listen, I'm going to tell you how you can get a woman obsessed with you. How you get a girl to really be feeling you, right? So
what's going on, everybody? www.themanmindset.com. It's your boy, the Dean. Class is in session. You know what, guys? What I want to talk to you guys today about is attraction. And the thing for a lot of you guys is that you think you get a pass straight to attraction when you meet a woman. That's not going to happen. In order to do that, guys, you have to make sure you get curiosity.
The following is rated TV MALSV. It contains strong language. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Welcome to the Dating Advice Hour with your hosts, Mr. Locario and Steve the Dean Williams. This show will teach you how to keep conversations going, how to be more attractive, more confident, more masculine, how to be better at knowing what to say to a woman, and have a more satisfied dating and sex life. Mr. Locario is the bad boy of the dating game. BadBoyMembership.com is where you can go to step up your game, as Mr. Locario provides you with detailed step-by-step dating advice, audio-video tutorials every month. Steve the Dean Williams has been teaching men about dating, sex, and manhood for over 25 years. From building yourself to having the perfect marriage, his website is www.themanmindset.com. The call-in number is 515-605-9373. That's 515-605-9373. Take it away, guys.
All right, what's going on, everybody? www.themanmindset.com. I'm here with my dog, Mr. Locario. Mr. Locario, what's up, fam?
What's going on? What's poppin'?
Oh, man.
Good deal.
Guys, just want to let you know, my old YouTube channel is in YouTube jail for 90 days. So I moved and 317, we'll bring you in 1 second. I moved my YouTube over to youtube.com/Coach Ass Kicking with 2 Z's. That is Coach AZZKICKIN. So just go to the Man Mindset and you click on the link, it'll take you there. But we still gonna keep doing this 1 hour, Mr. Locario, like we always do, and do an extra hour when he's out there getting some ass or whatever he does when he does his thing. Anyway, damn, we already got a call already, man. I wanted to talk to you about. Oh, you know what? We take calls first.
Let's take the call first.
We take the call first, and then we're gonna chop it up, guys. Again, y'all want to call in? The number is 515-605-9373. That is 515-605-9373. Press 1 and you will talk to myself and Ms. Locario. Area code 317. What's your name, sir? Where you calling from? What is your question?
What's going on, man? This is Dre from Nap.
What's good with you? What's your question, big dog?
I mean, I ain't have a question, man, but I had to call in, man. Remember the other day when my dumbass cousin was arguing with you on Facebook?
No, I don't remember.
You don't remember that, man? I posted that thing about that girl getting beat up, and his dumb ass is arguing with you on live on Facebook. I mean, not live on Facebook, but on Facebook, going back and forth, arguing with you.
Man, I argue with so many people, dude. I don't even remember, man. But no, I don't remember, dog. But no, you didn't have a question or anything, big dog?
Nah.
No, you didn't have a question? All right, well, we'll throw, again, this is a show about questions about dating and shit. Yeah, so that motherfucker jumped the fuck off then. I don't even know what the fuck that was about. What the fuck was that about? Man.
He wanted to call and say hi, you know.
Hey, hi. Hi.
Man.
Oh no, I know everybody's like, wait. No, anyway, so Miss Locario, I know we were talking. I saw you posted something. You posted a great message to everybody about last names, Mr. Locario, and I wanted to get your take on that, man. What was your thought on men having their wives' last name, and what was your article, your write up that you wrote about, and what was your thoughts behind that before we start?
Right. Well, it was it was actually somebody else's article that I shared on my Facebook page, but I wrote something on top of it where I was saying that, because they were saying in the article about women taking women using their own last name, or even a guy taking a woman's last name and all that other stuff. And I was basically saying, if you're getting married or whatever, you can't take your wife's last name, or you can't have her keep her last name. You understand? The thing is, if she's going to try to do all of that, then she shouldn't be getting married to you. You know what I'm saying? Because her taking the last name is symbolic of her being part of your team, part of your program.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So her not taking it is symbolic of her sort of saying she's not all the way in or committed. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
So the thing is, you can't be around, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't marry some chick who's like, oh, I'm just going to keep my last name, or nah, that's not going to fly. What's your thoughts on that, Steve?
Man, Ms. Locario, not only that, dog, not only that, it's a little bit worse than that, man. These motherfuckers let these women hyphenate and put their name in their last name. And guys, that's some. Let me tell you something, Mr. Locario. If you get married and you're a man, it's her honor to have your last name. Now, even if it's
exactly.
now, I might give a pass to Hollywood, because Hollywood, they're on a different beat of a drum. I'm kind of shaky about Hollywood, but if it were me, I'd stick with what you were saying. If you going after my last name,
right.
I always believe when we begin a relationship, you live at my house and we go towards engagement things, you are a representation of my last name. And by you not taking my last name, that shows me that I'm just some little weak ass bitch. I mean, I see it's a bitch move, because how are you gonna have the nerve and gall to either hyphenate your last name or not take my last name, Mr. Locario? How the fuck does that work?
Right, exactly. And that's the thing, is that, if you're dealing with a chick and she is keeping her last name, and if you take her last name, it's basically you just following her. You following her lead, and that within itself is not a good thing. Because I was arguing with this dude on Facebook, back and forth, and he was talking about, it's you got to understand that, back in the day, marriage was about women being property, and we got to make sure that men and women are equal. So he was like, why can't we just change our name altogether, like have a new last name, or why can't the man take the woman's last name? Why does it always got to be the woman take? So he was on that shit type of stuff. And the thing that he didn't understand, and what a lot of guys might not understand, is that it's, you might just be like, oh, it's a name, what's the big deal? It's what it symbolizes. You know what I'm saying? Because if you want to take it back to the whole marriage was about, property and all this other stuff, or women being in property, if we want to take it back there, marriage within itself was never really about love anyway. So it was about more so keeping money or keeping power between families. So if we want to take it back then, if we want to go to the old school route, then it is what it is. But if we talking about you being married to this woman, or you being with this woman, you understand? The fact is that there's always going to be a yin and yang dynamic between men and women. And the man already just naturally is equipped to lead the situation. You see what I'm saying? So it's just the way that we're like, our makeup is the way we're brought up. Like, women, they have a very highly emotional state of being, which is important for them to do that, because they're supposed to be the other half of how we are. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So they have that emotional connection, that nurturing stuff. We have the more logical, practical. Even if we're feeling a certain way, we still do what we feel is needed to be done, even if we don't feel like doing it, because that's how guys are. That's how we're supposed to be. Versus a woman is going based off the feeling, because as a nurturer and as a mother, you understand, she needs that in order to be able to raise kids and all that stuff. She needs that type of energy. So the thing is, even though you can say we're equal as far as being human beings, we're also not equal at the same time, which lends itself to the leader-follower dynamic. So you can't be a man following your woman so you're out of alignment with nature by doing that. You see what I'm saying? And so by a woman not taking the last name, you know what I mean? It's like it's messing up the whole freaking like aspect of everything. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, hey, Mr. McCarr, hey, Mr. McCarr, I wish a motherfucker would. I wish a motherfucker would. I wish, Mr. LaCar, somebody come along and say some cake ass shit like, well, my name means this, and that to me, and I don't think I should give my last. No, let me tell you something.
Right.
There won't be no wedding if you don't have my last name. And this is always talked about real quick, Mr. LaCar, the importance of not having children outside of wedlock as well, because one thing I will not tolerate is having a child where she gives the child her last name and not yours. You know what I mean? So
right.
That's why I always tell my guys, I tell all my dudes this. Listen, please. I know. Look, I'm not. If it's already done, it's done. But I always tell you guys, if you are in a relationship, even if you're living together and you're not married, wear protection. Wrap up. Do not have any kids with anybody that is not your wife. Now, I understand some people might say, Ms. Locario, well, sometimes marriages don't work, and what is that? Well, at least the child is going to have your last name. It's very important, guys. Just don't listen. Listen. If you're roommating, if y'all are living together, that she does not have your last name. She does not see that. Mr. Corio, and I want to throw it to you and get your opinion. See, I truly feel that your sperm, your last name, your legacy should have so much value on it that you just don't give that to anybody. You just don't nut in any kind of woman just because she's giving you the opportunity. And I think a lot of young men don't understand that your sperm should be something that a woman has to fight and slay dragons for to get. And that means doing what she has to do to get your last name. What's your take on that, Mr. Locario?
Right. No, I agree, man. I agree. It's like, I think guys, because you could be out here, having sex with these girls, doing all the other stuff, having fun, but, I think a lot of guys aren't protecting their seed. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're trying to, if you just being all willy-nilly with it, you understand, it's something that where you could get in a situation where not only you're attaching yourself to a woman who might not be the type of woman you need to even be with, you understand, but also you're having your child with this woman who might not be worth having a child with. And so you're putting the child in a situation where he's gonna, he or she will be with a baby mother that's not really worth the, the situation. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like, you gotta make sure that you are careful about that. So you gotta wear them condoms, you gotta pull out, you gotta do all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you don't have any kids, right? So
oh, no, not yet. No.
Yeah, and 216, we'll bring you in 1 second. Yeah, and I like I said, I have kids, but all my kids are from marriage. I don't have any outside of wedlock because we can talk more about that. But, as always, we will take phone calls first. So, guys, y'all want to call in 515-605-9373. If you're just joining us and you're like, damn, where are you at from the other channel? Well, my other channel's in jail for 90 days, so we had to jump to a new channel. That's youtube.com/Coach Ass Kicking, CoachAzzKickin. But let's go ahead and bring the first caller in. We'll take callers in. Y'all can call in. Here we go.
Hey, you guys! Cut that bitch off!
Area code 216. What's your name? What's your question? And where you calling from?
DC from Ohio.
What's your question?
Yeah, I was talking about when you marry somebody who has kids, you were saying that the kids take on your last name too?
No, we're not. I'm not. No, we're not saying. You talking about if you meet a single mother?
Right, and you marry her. The kids got to take on your last name?
No. What I believe, I'll throw to Miss Carter after this. But what I believe, if a child, if you marry a single mother, I believe those kids should keep their father's last name because it's his kids,
Okay.
his last name. Miss Locario, what's your take on G216? Hold on a second. We'll mute you for a second, man. Too loud. Yeah, Miss Locario, what's your take on that, Miss Locario?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if you meet some chick with she already got kids, then of course those kids they're gonna have their daddy's last name. You know what I mean? But let's say if you had kids with her, then that kid you had with her is gonna have your last name. You see what I mean?
No,
So
yeah.
that's the way it basically should be. You know what I mean? So that's what I think.
No, hey, dog, I agree with you. I wholeheartedly agree. I don't think, for one, I don't think, I think that's some of the problems that a lot of guys have. They don't understand their value, they don't understand their worth, and then they sit around and they just like shit, man. They always shitting the pooch with this shit, man. Not understanding. But let me go bring him back in. Let me see. Is that the only question you had? 216.
Yeah, I'm just making sure because I hear it right. Because you were saying kids have taken on your last name, so I'm going to be like, huh? It makes sense.
No, yeah, 216. Remember, I keep telling y'all got to learn the skill of listening because, again, if the children are not, I believe that I'm not. I don't ever want. Let me go on. Let me put that in there. I don't ever want to take the place. Oh my God, so much fucking noise. I don't want to take the place of somebody else's kids. You know what I mean? I can be stepdad, but that child has parents. And one thing I can't stand, Miss Locario, is when a woman tries to alienate the real dad for the kind of does like a Russell Wilson type cake ass shit where she try to make old Russell the dad. And see, this is why I don't have respect for Russell Wilson, Miss Locario, because as a man, you should be able to check your woman at the door and let her know, hey, wait a second, baby, hey, hold on. I love the kids, but he's got a father, and his father should be just as involved with the child like I am. I'm not taking the last kid's name. I'm not going to adopt the child. That child has a father, and I think a lot of women want to try to alienate and disregard the father and try to create a new family with the new guy. But what makes him more of a bitch is that he accepts that type of behavior, Miss Locario. What do you have on that, man?
Exactly. Exactly. And again, the guy, he's accepting that. Because that's what if he's doing that type of stuff, again, that's him following a woman, and that's not him managing that specific relationship. Because like you said, he should be the one telling her, like, yo, look, that ain't my kid. This is the other dude's kid. And you got to respect that situation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I think a lot of it at the end of the day, when we talk about this and we're talking about a woman taking a man's last name, is really about the fact that, see, it's like this. It's like if you in a company. You know what I'm saying? I even said this on Facebook. Like if you working at Target, right? You ain't gonna come in Target and say, "Oh, well, I'm gonna wear whatever shirt I want to wear to work." Nah, you're going to wear a Target uniform. You know what I'm saying? Because you're working at Target. So since you're working at Target, that's what you got to do. You know what I mean? So the same way where if she's marrying you or she's with you, she got to take that last name. She can't just be in there talking about, oh, I'm going to just keep my last. No, you have to go with that same program or else you ain't going to work at this place. You ain't going to be with the situation.
Wow.
So it's the same concept because Target within itself is managing the whole situation of that company. You feel what I'm saying? That you're in, that you're following the protocol. You see what I'm saying? So you can't ruin the whole, you know what I'm saying, operation by you trying to be on your own stuff if you try to be on that team. So nobody's telling you got to be on this team, but you're the one begging to be on this team. Because notice, ain't no guys out here begging to get married. You know what I'm saying? Right. Men marry essentially as a way, if we're going to keep it real at the end of the day, it's like you're marrying, with her because she's going to be adding to your life or to the program that you have set in place. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's not about, oh, well, I got to, no, she's the one who's trying to get married. Ain't no guys out here, begging to marry women. It's the women begging to marry men. So if they're the ones begging to marry men, then okay, cool. You got to get with this program then if you want to get married. You see what I mean? And so that's what it's about.
Yeah, no doubt.
You're
1,000% correct. And I know we did this an email show,
right.
but I mean, this is just a topic that, you know what, I think a lot of men fail to realize is that, a lot of these guys also don't realize the trickery that these women do. I mean, a lot of these women will tell them, I'm not on birth control and all that other stuff, and they poke holes and rubbers, and you got to be careful as a man. You got to be careful about your semen, but also even with 216 was stating about other kids. I tell people you also got to be careful about single mothers. Not all. I'm not going to generalize, but you got to be careful about that because what some young men don't know is this is going to shock them. But in some states, okay, guys, hear me out. In some states, that if a child that is not yours, okay, say you hanging out with the single mom and you hanging out with her little kids and all that stuff, acting like or trying to play daddy, okay? In some states, she can take you to court. If the children see you as daddy, in some states, she can take you to court and make you pay child support on those kids. And that's what these guys got to be careful about, man.
Mm-hmm. Real talk.
Woo-wee. Oh,
that's crazy.
No, anyway, all right. Well, hey, I mean, we went off on this tangent, but Miss Locario hit some. It was like on fire on Facebook today. So just wanted to give him some love and some shout outs on that. But as always, we got our regular emails we want to read to you for this hour. And Miss Locario, can I start first? I got a long one for you. It's not long. It's just
yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, all right. Let me read this one. And guys, y'all want to call in 515-605-9373. Remember, guys, my old channel's in Facebook jail. My live show's in Facebook jail for 90 days. So we're on another station doing the show. Hey, Mr. Carl, the show must go on, right? All right. So
let's do it.
All right, here we go. There are a lot of my friends have told me to keep a girl, you need to text her every day. I don't agree because I thought it was a good play, the law of being secret. I've been dating this girl for 6 months, and now we have talked about getting into a relationship. The only concern she mentioned was that it was not normal for us not to talk for days. She gave me an example by saying last week we talked on Monday, then you texted me on Thursday. I think she is right, but here's my problem. How do you guys make everyday texts not monogamous? What is it, monogamous? What does he fucking mean?
He probably meant monogamous.
Monotonous, yeah. He said monogamous, motherfucker. I'm just reading. Okay, and repetitive. Yeah, he spelled it's monogamous right here and repetitive. Oh yeah, why would he say monogamous? Okay, monotonous and repetitive. When we start, it's kind of fun. It's fun at the time, but I believe easily because we were saying to each other the same things over and over again. Now here's an example of a text we had yesterday, which I believe was pretty boring. And here's the text. He says, ha, ha, ha. He says, cat, sweet tooth. She says, ha, ha, ha. So how was your day? Did your boss give you anything interesting to do? She's saying no. I mean, it just, anyway, he wants to, I guess don't even need to read all this stuff. But his thing, I guess his problem is he feels that he doesn't need to talk to his woman every day, and he wants to know what we think about that. What is your take on that, Mr. Locario?
Right. I mean, well, I don't think you need to talk to her every day. But see, it all depends though, because see, there's a difference between if it's your girlfriend,
yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
or just a chick you sort of dating, a chick you sort of get to know. The chick you getting to know ain't really a girl.
Right.
You definitely shouldn't be calling her every day. You know what I mean? You should just set up a date, see her, hang out with her, hook up, whatever. Right now, if it's your girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? If it's a girl that you with or whatever, it's not necessarily where you need to call her every day or whatever. You understand? But I can understand why I think he said he called her on Monday and didn't holler at her until Thursday, maybe. You know what I'm saying? And so, if that's your girl, sometimes you might want to send her a text or whatever here and there, but it don't got to necessarily be every day. You just got to understand that when you have a girlfriend, it's more like, I always say that, like, girlfriends get the privilege of being able to annoy you on the phone. You understand what I'm saying? So like, since she's made it through the test of dating you and hanging out with you and whatever, and then you decided to make her your girl, then it's like, okay, then she can have a little bit more extra privileges than the average girl that you would just be dating or hooking up with. So it's not necessarily you gotta text her or call her every day, but it's just more so, I'm sure she's probably hitting him up, so just giving her, some reciprocal attention when she's trying to holler at you, just even a little bit. But you don't want to be doing too much, but you don't want to be doing too little. So it's sort of like a balance when you have a girlfriend to maintain that, situation. You know what I'm saying? Steve, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, like the key thing here is 6 months, man. He said that he's been with her for 6 months, and you made a great point. Now, again, if this is some chick you just fucking or you just met, you shouldn't be texting her every day anyway. You know what I mean? But when you see, here's the problem that he's gonna have. If this is your so-called girl, your girlfriend, your wife, your woman, or anything like that, and you're not being in touch with her every day, and I don't mean like every hour, so you have to be with her every second. I'm saying that if you don't, somebody else will. These women are glued to their telephones, like it's like stuck. It's like a part of their body, and they want to talk. And you know what? If they get done talking, look, and if she's pretty, Miss Locario, she's gonna be hit on by a lot of guys. So if she's getting hit on by a lot of guys, I think a lot of issues that a lot of guys understand is, look, you got to keep your woman entertained when you're not there, and you need to be keeping her entertained when you are there. And what I mean by not there is you got to be so smooth with your stuff that she's thinking about you so much that she's not thinking about other guys, Mr. Locario. And I think that's where I think that the problem with this guy is going to be is that he doesn't know how to maintain a great conversation with his woman. So I think what's going to happen is he's going to mess up, and he's not going to, and that's his girl. But like I say, what bothers me, Mr. Locario, it's been 6 months. He's been with her for 6 months, and he talks to her every few days. What kind of, I don't know what kind of relationship that is when that's supposed to be your girl, y'all together for 6 months, and you text her on Monday, then Thursday? Well, what do you think she's doing Tuesday? Hey, Miss Locario, was she talking to you on Tuesday and Wednesday, Miss Locario? What is going on, fam?
Right. That's the thing too. Is like, I think guys forget that there's a difference between, the phone game when it comes to just dating and the phone game when it comes to having a girl. Especially the fact that I'm sure he's not living with her. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like they see each other every day. So therefore, if that's his actual girlfriend and they don't see each other, she's gonna, there's gonna be a different sort of like, situation between him and her when it comes to, the phone thing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. And so what I would suggest to him is that he shouldn't be necessarily like calling her because she's like begging him to call or she's making demands or none of that type of stuff. But again, this is what we talk about as a man. You have to sort of manage and orchestrate your relationship. You see what I'm saying? And so he needs to be able to know how to maintain a situation where he's giving her enough attention to where she's getting enough attention to where it seems, she feels that attention is being given, but also a balance to where it's not like he's just available every 5 seconds for her. You understand? Like, you don't want to create that dynamic to where now it's like, okay, I feel like I'm just doing things for her, and now I'm her boyfriend, and now I got to do stuff, and because then you're going to start resenting the situation because you feel like, I got to do all this stuff. You understand? But at the same time, you got to understand what it means to be some girl's boyfriend. You see what I mean? And I think for guys, if you're not trying to like really deal with a chick, you better off just keeping her as a fuck buddy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because
no. I
because
know, for real.
it's a whole nother thing. It's a whole nother thing when it's your girlfriend, and then it's a whole nother thing when it's your wife. If you're going down that route, so you can't be in the game as a boyfriend as the same way as you are just a fuck buddy. So you just got to understand that there's going to be different ways that you got to come at it depending on what you're doing or the level of the relationship you're in. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no doubt, man. No motherfucking doubt. Guys, and y'all want to call in 515-605-9373 is the number. We're here with Mr. Locario for another 30 minutes. So let's get in it, man. What's your next email you got, man? What you got, fam?
Yeah, so this one says, okay, so it says short. It says, how many dates should you go on before you have sex with a girl? Do you need to go on at least 3 dates, or could you hit it actually on the first date? I always hear that on the third date is the day that you're supposed to do it. But is there a way that you can be able to do it before then, or if you do it after the third date, let's say you go on 4 dates, is it too late after that, or is she going to be not interested? All right, so what's your take on that, Steve?
If your last name was Mr. Locario, I would say you could get it on the first day. Okay, but
Yeah.
okay, this is a tricky question, Mr. Locario, because if your mouthpiece is, how am I going to explain this? Gee, Mr. Locario, this is a tricky one. This is a tricky one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me give you an example. If you let's say on Monday you set up a date for Saturday, okay?
Right.
You don't have a mouthpiece. You don't know how to talk to her. You don't know how to flirt with her. You don't know how to make her feel sexy. You can't even get on the phone late at night to even play with herself. That Saturday, you got to do 3 or 4 Saturdays to even get, look, you got to go through 2 Saturdays to get a hug, maybe. Then another Saturday to get a kiss. And then another you got to go through a handful of dates if you don't know what you're doing, Mr. Carr. Here's the thing. Guys who don't know what they're doing have to prove more of their worth to a woman than a guy who knows what he's doing. Now, if you're like a Miss Locario or you're like myself or the fellas that we always have, the first few days, we already talking about flirting and sex and laughing and giggling. Right. So by the time Saturday hits, it's a matter of, we might go out for coffee or something like that, but hey, let's go back to my place. Or we might leave from that and walk around a little bit, kissing it, and let's go back to my place. But it to me, Mr. Locario, it's all predicated to how good your mouthpiece is, in my opinion. What's your take, fam?
Right. I totally agree. I was gonna say too also is that it's depending on the mouthpiece, and it's depending on how comfortable you are and basically I would say convincing of yourself, meaning or how convinced you are. So it's not that you're trying to convince the girl to have sex with you. It's more so how convinced are you to yourself that you are able to holler at her in that way. You understand what I'm saying? How comfortable or how confident are you where you can go up to the girl on the first date and be like, listen, I want to, take you back to my place, get you naked, pull down the panties, and stick my tongue all the way in your pussy, whatever. You understand? Can you say that to her? You know what I mean? Can you do that? So if you can, then a lot of times you'll be able to pull the chick, because it's really all about the energy. And the chick, this is the thing. Guys, and this is the mistake a lot of guys make. A lot of guys think that women are one way to every guy. So they'll meet a woman and a woman will say, "Oh, I'm not that type of girl. I don't do that type of stuff." But then she's saying that to you, but then next week she meets some other dude and she's doing exactly what she said she wouldn't. You understand? So it all depends. Her behavior is going to be based off of the guy she's dealing with. You understand? So she's dealing with a guy who's, confident. He's comfortable talking that stuff, and he gets her in that mood, or that zone, then she's gonna make it happen on the first date. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, no matter how smooth the guy is, she might not give it to him on that first date, but she's so intrigued that she's definitely gonna come through on the second date, and then he's most likely gonna get it there. You see what I mean? So it's not no rule where you have to wait 3 dates, or you got to wait 4 dates, or this or that, or you can't do it the first date. But it's more so, how are you coming at it with the sexual tension within the date on that first date and second date or whatever. You understand? So it's really about how you're coming at it, and that's going to determine if you can get it on the first date, or you're going to have to probably wait till later or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt, man. I feel you 1,000. Yeah, and it's, but again, I don't think they understand, Mr. Lucario. I don't think they understand, Mr. Lucario. Yeah, and I stress this to everyone listening to you and me, is that when you take one beautiful woman, she is getting hit on all the time. You know what I mean? There's guys before you met her, and there's guys after you meet her, and she's got choices and options. Why would she want to waste her time and her coochie on someone that's boring? And the fact of the matter was worrying me about the guy that sent that email is, why you so look, man, you shouldn't be thinking about the pussy right now, because you know what? And if you smooth enough, you should know it's already yours. You don't need to go after something that's already yours. But I could tell by the question that this guy is not he's not well seasoned on meeting and talking to women, because if he had his game airtight, he can get all this shit done over the phone, man. You know how many women will just submit the ass to you and play with themselves over the phone where you don't, and this is before you go on a date. This is before the date.
Right.
So,
right.
I don't know. All right. Well, 515-605-9373 is a number. 515-605-9373 is a number. But Miss Locario, this is an easy, dumb one, and I'm tossed this one to you. He's asking, as I always say, he says, the problem he's asking is, he says, Steve, you're always talking about never go to the movies and never go to dinner dates with women. What is wrong with that? My mom, keyword, my mom. My mom told me to be a real gentleman. You got to take a woman out on a date to really, truly show her what kind of person you are. So I'm kind of confused here on why you're saying don't take women to dates and don't do the movies. Miss Locario, what's your take on that, family?
Right. Well, first of all, I me's listening to his mom advice, so that's
yes.
one strike right there.
Shit.
So that's one strike. And then, the thing is, if you're taking a chick out, especially to the movies, you can't really do nothing with her at that point. Like, movies is like maybe third date, or fourth date after you hit it, whatever it is. Because, like, when you first taking a chick on a date, you want to be able to interact with her. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to, like, have that conversation, have that back and forth, so that you can actually see what type of chick this is, and see, like, how interested you are in her and how interested she is in you. You know what I mean? So going and doing all that movie stuff is not going to really cut it. But also, too, he's saying that, his mother's saying, hey, you got to show the girl a good time and do this and do that, yada, yada, yada. I feel like a lot of dudes got to get out that mindset of going on dates with women to try to either impress these girls or trying to, show them a good time. That whole thought process is it's almost like some simp type stuff. You're sort of bending over backwards to try to make that happen. So your thought process should be, she's going to have a good time because she with me. You feel what I'm saying? Period. So we could go to the laundromat and watch the freaking laundry spin, and we're going to have a good time. So it don't matter where I'm taking you. You know what I mean? So,
yes.
So it's like, that's the thing. So it's like, when you come up with that thing where you're sort of running like after a woman, or you're sort of like doing things for her, you're sort of starting off already on the wrong foot. You understand? It's more so like, you need to be like, okay, look, it has to have the vibe of, I'm taking you out, we're going to do something I want to do, and I'm seeing, or I'm sort of, This is a trial period to see if you're worth me continuing to see. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's all that is. You know what I mean? So that's what I think on that. So what's your thoughts on that?
Well, it's just two things. First, the things, the movies. I always tell you guys, why the fuck are you gonna go into a place where it's dark around a bunch of people, where you can't even talk to her, sitting there watching moving pictures? Why would you do that? That's a waste of that's something you could do with your boys, man. I don't even why you even waste that time. All right, now when it comes the reason I always say no to dinner dates is because you got to do the thing that you don't know how to do. When you pick her up, you have to talk. When you're in the car, every red light, you got to talk to her before you get to the restaurant. When you get to the restaurant and you get to the hostess, they sit you down. Guess what? You've got to talk. Then they'll get you up. They'll sit you in your chair. A waiter will come by in a few minutes. You got to talk before the waiter comes. The waiter comes. He asks you, do you want an appetizer? You ask, no, something to drink first. You got to talk. Then the appetizer. You got to talk. Then he asks you, you want to eat. You got to do so much talking. You guys don't have enough talk in you. There's not enough. Now, don't like Mr. Carr said. We can watch we can go to the laundromat and do clothes and we have a great time. Now, this doesn't involve the Locarios of the world, because the Locarios of the world can take a woman to dinner and have the best time. He just chooses not to spend his money to do that. I'm the same way. We don't choose to waste our money on that, because I don't need to buy you a $30 or $40 meal, like you said, Mr. Cario, to impress you, because you're already impressed by me when we first meet. I'm already make the impression on you. We can go get 99-cent burgers or tacos and we can have a great time. But the problem is a lot of guys hide behind, Mr. Locario, the dinners and all that other stuff, because they are just boring people who have no idea how to communicate with women, man. What's your take on that, fam?
Right. No, that's a good point. It's like, the thing is that when you're interacting with the chicks, she's still gonna want to be able to feel the situation out and see the type of dude you are. And the thing is that, if you're not on top of the game, if you don't know how to communicate, if you don't know how to do those type of things, then you already lost the chick. You understand, at that point. But again, if you come at the situation from the standpoint of, look, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm taking you along for the ride, and I'm seeing what's up with you. You understand what I'm saying? That within itself, that sort of like arrogance, you know what I mean, that a guy has when he understands his value and he understands all these things, it's going to get him into a zone where he's not that boring guy, where he's not that dude who is, going to be the type of guy who has nothing to say and nothing to really bring to the table in a regard of being interesting on a date. You know what I mean? So I think it's really important for a guy to understand that he needs to, first within himself, understand how valuable he is and how cool he is and understand those aspects, because that's the thing that's going to make him, extremely interesting to these women on these dates. And going on these movie dates and doing all this other extra stuff is not allowing you to have those situations for her to experience that type, the type of guy you are. You understand? And also it's not allowing you to basically see the type of chick she is on the date. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
Crazy,
no crack. All right, Miss Cario, it's on you, man. What's the next email you got, man?
All right, so this one's kind of weird. It said, recently I watched your video on YouTube called 5 Things Women Do Not Want Men to Know. In this video, you listed some subjects that women are being secretive about. On the third subject, you stated that women do not want their boyfriend to know that they are dating or having sex with at least one other guy beyond their pre-existing relationship. You said that you can guarantee that a woman is sexing up another man. I'm curious to know how you came to that conclusion, to the point of guaranteeing that women have sex with more than just their partner or significant other. I ask because I am troubled by an incident that happened with my girlfriend almost 4 months ago. Basically, I found out that my girlfriend was inviting a guy to go eat,
Oh,
and she told me that he was just a friend, but I did not buy it. All right, so but before I get you to answer that, Steve, I got to clarify something because I think you misunderstood what I was saying. So I had this video called Five Things Women Don't Understand About, or Five Things That Women Don't Want Men to Know. So what I was saying was in the video that women you're dating don't want you to know that they're sleeping around with other guys. You understand? I didn't say that your girlfriend is going to be sleeping around with other guys. You understand? So he has to understand the difference between a woman you're dating and a woman who's your actual girlfriend. So now your girlfriend could cheat on you, but that's not what I was talking about. I was talking about, a woman actually, or women that you're just sort of like fuck buddies with, or girls that you're just sort of like going out with here and there. Those women are also dating and having sex with other men, because a lot of guys assume that the girl that they're dating is just sitting at home twiddling her thumbs waiting for him to call her, and that's not what it is. These women have at least 2 or 3 guys on call at all times to get some dick. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about. But he wanted to know, at the end of his email, he's saying that, he was, incident happened with his girlfriend where she was inviting a guy out to go eat, and she told him that he was just a friend. So Steve, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, when he said that she had a guy friend, that's,
Right.
what's that? But anyway, in his world, okay, well, I there's something I tell guys all the time, that you are not, if you're not a man about your shit, you're not safe. Just because you're married,
Right.
you're not safe. Just because you call her your girl and y'all living together playing house, you're not safe. Even if your
Right.
girl might be pregnant and you think that you're not safe. What you
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Now let me get this straight. He's asking you, wait, he can't believe that women have other guys on their roster when they go out with you? When they, not you, but when they go out with other guys, when they on a date.
Right. Well, that's the thing I was saying in the video, but he misinterpreted it and thought I meant that your girlfriend is gonna have other guys that she's fucking on the side. That's what he thought I meant.
Oh.
But I was like, nah, that's not what. Yeah, you see what I mean? So he got it misinterpreted.
Hey, Mr. Cario. Whoa, wait, this ain't no wait, man. Hey. Now, isn't it odd and strange that he told you a few months back she was like, let's go out with this other guy friend?
Mm-hmm.
See?
Right, so she was probably smashing him.
wait, look. What you got, okay. What you guys understand is women. If you were, okay, there are phases of being a man that you got to be a man on. You got to be a man about your shit. You got to be a man about how you handle women. And you got to be a man about how you are in the bedroom. If you ain't any of those things, man, she is going to find someone else to fill in that gap. And these women are treacherous. They want to make you think they sugar and spice and everything nice. These women are treacherous. They are so treacherous. They will go out on a date with you, go to the bathroom, call Mr. Locario up, find out what he's doing later on, come back in, eat your food, box it up, dropped off home, call Mr. Locario and have him come over and smash.
Right, exactly.
What you guys have, let me tell you something. What you don't do, she is going to look for it in somebody else. Please hear what I'm saying, guys. What you don't do, she is going to look for that in somebody else. And even if that means smashing the other guy, because like I say, Mr. Cario, there are guys like us back in the day that, hey, look, I know you got a man. Look, hey, shit, use me as your dildo. Yeah, shit, you want to fuck, just call me up. I'm not going to get in your way. I'm not going to stop what you're doing. You can go out on as many boring dates as you want to go out on, but when you want to smash late that night, just call me up. I'm good to go. And they keep that going for years, Mr. Locario, even through marriage, because they think this guy is all to be all end all, the fairy tale bullshit that they look for. Then they realize the guy doesn't know what he's doing, because the majority of men out here, or males or humans or cookie cutters or whatever you want to call them, they are very basic, boring, and there's nothing exciting about them. And women always want excitement. You think about this, Lucario. Think about a 40-year-old or a 50-year-old woman. Why do you think she tried to dress like she's 20? Because she's trying to hang on. She's trying to have fun. She misses being hit on by guys, and she wants to feel that same thing. And when you're with a boring-ass guy, Miss Locario, that's nothing special about you, she will keep you around for security purposes, Miss Locario. But she does not. That is all you are, is a bill payer. You are there to pay her bills and her to hang out with when she has nothing to do. What do you got on that, Mr. Locario?
Right. Nah, that's absolutely correct. Because, these women, they'll stick with you because, you're there, so that she has, somebody there for her. But at the same time, they'll be messing out around with other guys, because in the email, the dude was like, hey, his girl said she was inviting a guy to go eat. So he said she was inviting him. You understand? So it wasn't like he said, oh, my girl told me this guy invited her to go eat. No, she invited him to go eat. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
So she's basically choosing some other dude. You understand what I'm saying? And she probably paid for the food too. You know what I'm saying? So she's choosing this dude, and so you already know that. Okay, the fact that she said she's inviting him to go eat, and then she's gonna follow it up by talking about, oh, he's just a friend. You understand? Like, come on, dog. Like, you gotta see what's popping with these girls, and also too, a lot of times what girls do, what they do is that they'll line up another relationship before they get rid of you. So, she's like, hey, well, let me get this guy in place, and then once I establish something with him, I'm going to just dump my man. You know?
Dog.
That's how they do it.
Man, well, hold on, Miss Carr. I think we got a call real quick because I want to finish what you're saying. Hold on. 216, did you have a question?
Yeah, I did.
What's the question you have? What's up, man?
I wanted to know, if you able to get a female to come to your house, how do you transition if we have sex with her?
Wait, dude, you got to roll your window. Are you outside or something? Okay, you gotta talk louder because we can't hear you. There's a lot of noise back there. What's the question that you had? Speak up a little clearer. What's the question?
Man, if you
Wait, we couldn't hear you.
I couldn't hear what he said.
I couldn't hear what he said either. What did you say?
1 second.
This is okay. He said, radio silence. Let's just give him a second. Yeah, radio silence. Let's all be quiet and wait. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Now, what's the question?
Okay, read. Well, wait.
We can't hear. Yeah. Wait, dude. You faded out again, man. You hear me? Then you went quiet.
No.
Yeah, you sound like you muffled right now.
You whispering?
Yeah, you sound. Are you, dog? Where are you at right now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you a little bit, yeah, but you got to speak up. Go ahead.
This dude, he in a blue closet at work.
Hey, 216. Hello, you there? All right, just call. All right, I hung it up. Just call back, man. God damn, I don't know what the.
Possessed.
Yeah, you're like, no, but But that's what I'm, Mr. Cario. What woman do you know? And dude, Mr. Cario, if I ever call you and say, Miss Locario, hey man, my girl just invited somebody to have lunch with us. What I want you to do, Miss Locario, is immediately, as soon as I said with us, hang the phone up, Miss Locario, and call the SWAT team because a motherfucker's got a gun to my head and my kids' head, and there's nothing I can do because so that's gonna be our code word, dog. Cause you and vice versa, dog. If you call me, I'm like, yo, what up, shit? What up? Yeah, hey, you be like, hey, yo, this the bad boy of the dating thing. Hey, man, my girl invited this guy. I got you, dog. I'm like, cause that shit don't happen to real men. How the question we need to ask him is why did he let his woman disrespect him like that, Miss Locario? Why?
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Fuck.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because the fact is, the fact that she even, came to him and let him know that that's what was going on, he should have nipped that in the bud ASAP at that point. You know what I'm saying? And so again, like, these women, they're gonna get away with what you let them get away with.
Yeah.
And so then that's gonna be your relationship. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Crazy.
Yeah. I Ms. Locario, it blows my mind that a woman would be so disrespectful and be like, yeah, I want him to come along and hang out with us and stuff. What you mean him? Now again, right. I got a problem with a woman. Now look, now again, if it's your birthday and she like, well, I got this girl that want to hang out with us and we got a special prize for you, Miss Locario. Surprise, they get you in bed. Right. That's one thing. But we talking about you want to sit there and tell me that your girl of how many months he said? 6? How many months has he been with this girl for? 4?
Oh, he didn't even say how long he been with her. He said that he said that this happened 4 months ago though. And he said so 4 months ago she told them that she invited some guy out. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Mr. Cario, it should have been my ex-girlfriend said, you won't believe what my ex-girlfriend said to me 4 months ago.
Exactly.
Hey, dog. Unless it's April 1st and she playing a joke on me. But hold on, here's 216 back. Hold on, let's see here. Let's see if we got him now. 216. What's your question, man?
Yeah, I was asking you just somebody from the house. How you been there?
Man, I can't hear nothing.
I can't understand what you're saying about. You said something about sex. What'd you say? $216.
Man, he's gone.
All right, man. Fuck, man. We only got like 3 minutes left, and he like just I don't know, but I don't know, Mr. Cario. I don't even know if we got time for this last one. If you want to do this last one, 'cause I know you got 3 minutes to go. So, shit.
Nah, yeah, let's just do it.
All right.
You can read it. Go ahead.
He said, I thought I had an awesome date last week. I truly thought we hit it off with a good connection and attraction for each other. We made out after the date. But at the end of the date, she asked me out again, and I got radio silence. When he asked her out, he got silence. We used to text every day, now nothing. I texted her a few times, and she didn't answer. And when she does answer, she answers within a few hours and doesn't seem interested. Have you ever had this situation, and what's the problem?
Man, basically, she's fucking some other guy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it goes back to the person.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times, you got to understand, man, it's you don't got to make it as complicated as you expect it. This is what I'll be telling guys. When you first get with a chick, it's like you want to make sure that you are able to smash as soon as possible, because the longer you take, the harder it's going to be, because the longer you take she's dealing with other guys. You see what I'm saying? And then those other guys she's dealing with probably are going faster. And when a chick ends up having sex with a dude, you understand, a lot of times she gets a little bit more attached to the dude she's having sex with versus the dude she didn't have sex with. So now the dude she had sex with is more, of a priority to her than you. You see what I'm saying? And because you took too long, like, so it's like you're always sort of like in that like realm where you're seeing her, but she's also seeing other dudes, and that those other dudes probably, pulled the trigger quicker than you did. You see what I mean? And so now she's like probably all up in his energy at this point, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Look, I'm not trying to be mean. Hold on a second. 216. Did you fix your phone?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. What'd you say? What's your question?
Yeah, I'm saying, like, if you get somebody to come in your house, how do you get them to have sex with you?
If they come over your house, how do you get them to have sex with you?
Yeah, like what's the perfect transition to make it happen?
You want to go first, Mr. Locario, or shall I?
No, you can go first, guys.
All right, I'm going to put you mute so I can answer this question. This is why they don't want to have sex with you. Because what I keep trying to tell you guys is that it is important. There are two, and from the man mindset point of view, there are two important steps, Mr. Locario. There's the texting and the making out. If you have not convinced her that you want to get at her, or she has not convinced you that she wants to get at you, you bringing her over to the house, you're not going to get, she'll come, listen, don't get me wrong, she'll come over your house, but she's not going to want to have sex with you because there's nothing special about you, 216, that is making her want to come and have us and sleep with you. And wait, let me ask him this quick question because I know you got to go, Ms. Locario. I'm going to throw it to you. 216, what time is she coming over to your house? What time is this chick supposed to be coming over?
Oh, no, it's hypothetical. It's hypothetical.
Okay, well, I'm going to give you a hypothetical answer. The problem is that y'all, hypotheticals. Mr. Locario, go ahead and answer that question, man. Go ahead and answer that, man.
No, I was gonna say, look, a lot of it has to do with, how you orchestrate everything from the beginning. You understand? So, like, sometimes a girl will come over your house and she won't have sex with you because sometimes it has to do with how you gotten from the point of wherever you were at, meeting her on a date with her, or, she met her at a bar, whatever it is, to the point where she's at your house. There's something or some things that you're not doing right in that situation. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is that you could be in a situation where you're doing certain things that will make her not be interested in doing you once she gets there. So let's say she gets there and your house is all messy. You know what I'm saying? And then that can impact her if she wants to do you or not. Or let's say if you, before she gets to your house, let's say on the phone or on your way to the house, you're acting extremely needy or thirsty, that could affect it too. So there's certain things that's affecting it. Now, the easiest way to do this to get a girl to really come over and smash is that you just, within all the interactions you're having with her, it has to be a smooth transition into the bedroom, meaning that when you first talk to her and approach her, she understands that that's what you're trying to do. And you are doing it in a way where you're turning her on through sexual tension. So when she, even before she gets to the house, she is thinking about doing that as she's come on her way to the house. Like, she should, like, a girl technically shouldn't be coming through to your crib unless that is the idea of what's going on anyway. So if she gets there and she's sort of wishy-washy, that means you didn't do something right beforehand. You see what I mean? So it should already be known that she's going to come through to make that happen. So the thing is, again, you build that sexual tension before. You get sexual with her before. You even can say stuff like, hey, when you come over, I'm going to do this, this, and this to you. You see what I'm saying? This is the type of stuff you can tell her on the phone or whatever, or text her. You have that little phone text type of thing. So that when she gets there, the idea or the thought process of it happening is already being had. You understand? The foreplay is happening before she even gets to the house. You see what I mean? And if there's any type of resistance to that, a lot of times, then that means that she's probably not going to make it happen, or it's probably not going to happen in a lot of cases. Now, it sometimes could, but in some cases it won't, because beforehand the stuff that you were supposed to do wasn't working out. You see what I mean?
No doubt, man. I just.
That's what it is.
Whew. Well, I know you got to go, Miss Locario. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. Why don't you tell them where they can get at you, man? What can they do? How can they get at you?
Yeah, definitely. You guys can hit me up at badboymembership.com. Make sure you join the Bad Boy membership, where you get 45 to 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Also, make sure you check me out on my live YouTube show every Friday from 3 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Hit me up on the Locario fan page, and I'll holler at you guys later. All right? I'm out of here.
All right, thank you, Mr. Locario. Much love, man. Thank you very much. And I just want to say to the guys out there, yeah, we're gonna wrap this up as well, because again, we're transferring everything over real quick because I'm on 90-day jail. So we gotta let y'all guys know where to see the show at. But we're gonna take all this information and we're gonna make sure we put it on the regular station, just so that y'all guys can know that you got to do what. I'm in jail for 90 days. So this is going to be the place y'all got to watch us from until we get everything together and get out of jail or whatever. So just want to say to everybody, y'all can catch this broadcast now. Don't forget, Tuesday and Wednesday night, 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We still be able to go live, but we'll be on this station right here, okay? It won't be our regular YouTube station because I'm in 90-day jail. So after the 90 days over, we'll go back. But for right now, this is the place we're going to be, and I'll make sure I put that in the write-up and everything so you guys know where we're at. But other than that, guys, y'all have a good weekend. We'll see you later. It's for my boy, Mr. Locario. I'm the Dean, and we will holler at you guys later.